Hello everybody. Like many of you, in today's world, I'm clamoring for nostalgia. I miss the days of old where things were simple and I could just enjoy playing video games all day long. So when a game comes around that scratches my nostalgia itch, I've got to give it a shot. Today we're reviewing Raider Kid in the Ruby Chest. So let me start off by saying I'm not a big Metroivania guy. I've played Silksong and Hollow Knight and I didn't beat either of them. I've played a couple Metroid titles. I've never played Castlevania. I think the premise is kind of cool, but I very much struggled to get to the end of one of these games. And Raider Kid in the Ruby Chest is the perfect title for me. It has beautiful artwork, very manageable navigation. They give you a map right out of the gate, which some of these games make you absolutely bend over backwards in order to get intel on the area. This game is pretty much once you discover it, you're good. Also later in the game, there is a dowsing rod mechanic, which basically lets you take this dowsing rod, hold it over the map, and you can find where a secret item is in the map. And it's the perfect combination of, okay, I know the general area of where this item is, but there's still some problem solving here to figure out, well, where is this item? Because often it's not clearly visible on the screen. You have to solve some sort of puzzle to find this hidden item. Combat in this game is as basic as it gets. You get a whip, and you have one attack with that whip. There are a couple of weapons that you can unlock later in the game. There's a spear you can toss, there's a hammer that you can charge up and destroy blocks and defeat armored enemies. All you have to do is figure out your enemy patterns to defeat your enemies. Base enemies typically don't have a ton of health. 2 to 3 hits at maximum is what it takes to defeat them. There are of course bosses in the game as well. It wouldn't be a Metroidvania without them, and I absolutely love the boss fights in the game. Your movements and attack in this game are tight and predictable, and so are the enemy movements. So all you have to do is learn their pattern, and every fight feels incredibly fair, but somewhat challenging. I definitely died a handful of times on some of the bosses in the game, but nothing was crushingly difficult like Hollow Knight. It was a simple defeat the boss and then progress further in the game. There were no bosses that took tens of tries in order to overcome them. And there typically weren't run backs when you defeated a boss. If you're not familiar, a run back is going from your checkpoint, running back through the world in order to get back to the boss. They pretty much saved the game before the boss state and would just let you try the boss almost immediately again. Save states were also very generous in the game. There wasn't a ton of moments where I always felt like after I overcame a major obstacle, there was a save point on the other side of it. There is fast travel in the world. It's not an enormous map, but I definitely would have not appreciated not having fast travel. It is a feature that you unlock later in the game, so it encourages you to actually travel the world, look for secrets without just skipping from one destination to the other. The thing that really set this game apart for me were the artwork and the story. I absolutely love the premise. You are on a family vacation and you're exploring some ruins and you separate from your family. Your dad's a bit of a clown. Your mom is just a concerned parent. It's just a perfect setup for tapping into the nostalgia that I have. It put me in the role of a kid on a family vacation, and what I would normally play in a video game, I was now sucked into that world and I was the protagonist in this fantasy ruin. There aren't a ton of cutscenes in the game, but when they do happen, they are hilarious, enjoyable, some really cool, funny characters that were surprisingly developed while not having a lot of screen time. The music in the game is a lot of fun too. It's a nice, cool, retro 8-bit style. Pretty much everything in the game supports this nostalgic atmosphere, down to the fact that 50% of your screen can be dedicated to a Game Boy. You can also just wipe this effect if you want a full screen effect, but personally, I love playing on this emulated Game Boy screen. The game's not super long. You can beat it in about a few hours, but I loved it from beginning to end. I almost beat it in one sitting because I didn't want to put it down, and it was so easy to pick it back up again after taking breaks. As you may have seen in the title of this video, I put Raider Kid and the Ruby Chest in my number 3 spot for the year. I highly recommend this game for someone who's looking for a super well polished, nostalgic Metroidvania. I hope you like this video. I'll see you next time.